Want a one-shot that's fun to run, finishes in one session and creates memories for all your players? I've been given early access to this brand new adventure, and in this video I'll show you exactly how to run it with a few extra tips and tricks to make it better. This is Ruffled Feathers from the upcoming One Shot Wonders Volume 2 Kickstarter. It's a level 3 to 4 one-shot about visiting a mine. Now if you're a busy DM or you just want a great table-ready game, this is gold. Now at some point you can give your players a letter from Hester Barsom, a woman who owns a mine called Blacksup Mine. This is a great chance to make a handout if you're playing in person. And you could even get a friend to write it out if you were that bothered so that your handwriting doesn't get recognised. But the story goes that the mine shaft was working fine, and then the workforce was sent home because of a rock slide last week, and all operations were cancelled until the mine is safe. Will your players go and make it safe? Look, it's easy work and good coin. The letter's like, come on over if you want the work. So you could flesh it out here, put in a different scene on the way to the mine. Maybe a strange NPC with odd arcane equipment scanning the land, be it for weird creatures or somewhere to start their mine company. But when the party arrive at the rustic office near the mine's entrance, they will meet Hester. She's got long orangey hair, sooty face, sooty grey clothes, and they're taken into the wooden shack which leans a bit to the left. The desk, rugs, the chairs, everything is covered in soot. This is where they are introduced to a yellow birdfolk called Chirrup. His big yellow feathery head ends at his bandana and overalls. Chirrup will hand out lanterns. He is the safety officer. He's also quite jumpy. In fact, he's in the wrong job. But Chirrup will lead them into the mines, get them in the minecart, down you go. Now you can play Chirrup as a safety freak, like every little thing shouldn't be like it is. Or the complete opposite. Ah, but right, that's fine, don't worry about that. That's normal. As they descend on this minecart, eventually the track runs out. There is the end of the line. Their lantern light shows the rubble, the broken beams. It all needs clearing and fixing. It's very quiet down here. There's a load of dust in the air. Now this scene will require strength from the party, or use of spells. Essentially to reconnect the beams, move the rubble, make it safe. But this could result in different checks. I'll hold it up, you push it in. I'll nail it, you hook this, and then roll for exhaustions. Maybe they need to find supplies, find the right tools that are scattered here and there. Now there's broken minecarts, maybe they need fixing. And as they're working, they should possibly see signs of sabotage. Someone has half cut through these beams. What's that over there? Claws have scratched into this door. Now that the area is somewhat secured, we can continue to the rock face, where they've dug out coal up to. There's 6 rust monsters chowing down on these tasty treats of discarded tools. Rust monster is AC 14, hit points 33, makes a bite attack +3 for 5 piercing, and uses its antenna twice. The rust monster targets a non-magical metal object, armour or a weapon. There's a dex save, and then that metal item takes a -1 penalty. If it reaches -5, that weapon or armour is destroyed. It also has a reaction, which causes another antennae strike. You can decide whether you play that or skip it. And I don't know how many players you've got, but it suggests if you've got more, use a boulette. Now you've got the option for a full boulette, AC 17, 94 health, or a boulette pup, AC 16, health 45. But they're also known as land sharks. They jump, they bite. So there's 16 pickaxes throughout this area and 9 chisels. All could be useful to recover for Hester. But as these rust monsters scout around, roll a d4 and see how many are ruined from being eaten every combat round. Another sign of sabotage is here. As they're going in the return minecart, cleared it all out, someone has bent up the mine rail. It ramps up there and tips over into a dark pit 30 foot deep. Their lanterns smash, they're now in a massive hole. How do you get out of a 30-foot hole in the dark? Maybe you have a tool on you and you can dig your way out into steps or something. Maybe you have to do skill check challenges to climb out. Maybe you make a human ladder? But you could have Chirrup suggest, this seems like the work of a rival mining gang called the Iron Claws, who did something similar at another mine. The longer Hester is closed, the more this will cost, and eventually Hester will go out of business, which is possibly the plan of a rival gang. The Iron Claws leader, Thistlepaw, would probably benefit greatly from that. Eventually, they leave the mine flustered and covered in soot, back into the office where Hester is tied to a chair. There is Catfolk, Thistlepaw, and his gang of toughs, which are probably cats as well. Fight! Thistlepaw is a bandit captain. AC 13, average health of 52. Scimitar, +5 for 6 slashing. Pistol, +5 for 8 piercing damage. And the bandit has a reaction which means it can add 2 to its AC. These toughs are AC 12 with 32 health. They have pack tactics, so if they all pick on one guy they get advantage on their hits. Dial down the damage or their skills if you're pouncing the players to death. A bandit person can leave and decide enough's enough if you're hitting too hard. So conclude by giving money, about 125 gold pieces, to the party if they cleared out the mine. And for every tool they hand in undamaged, that's 5 extra gold. If you like this adventure, it's part of a collection called One Shot Wonders Volume 2, which is 100 more adventures after the first one. And the Kickstarter is launching soon. I'll have a link in the description and a pinned comment leading you there. I think it's worth checking out, especially if you run a lot of one-shots or you do convention games, or you just want to grab something really easy with less prep, which who doesn't? Check out my playlist for Roll and Play Press, adventures and reviews, and I'll see you in the next video.